right, guys, goodness gracious. It is January the 19th, Sunday night, which means it's Sunday night service. And I am Dani Williamson from Integrative Family Medicine. And Dr. Motley's not here tonight, but he will be back in 2 weeks, and we'll be discussing diabetes at that time, or diabetes type 2. But tonight, as soon as you get logged on, hit your heart buttons, hit your like buttons. You can share it. That's right. I need to start a watch party right now. You can share. And then we are talking tonight about my first 54 years and what I'm going to do the next 54 years over here. So I'm excited about it. We're talking about the Lord is my shepherd, and by Guinea, it's going to be a wild party. Hang on here. I'm trying to share this. Share. Start a watch party, guys. Okay. Anyway, I can't get that done. Sunday night service. Yesterday was my 54th birthday. Holy cow. Did we have a party? I started off at 7 a.m. in the morning at the dotted line, which means I had to leave here at 6:15. And then I ended up at 7 p.m. up at Vanderbilt on the round wing, 5th floor on palliative care, seeing a friend of mine's daughter who has been put on palliative care. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit, about the life we live and things like that. So it was an emotional day all the way around. Everything great, then ended sad. But I got all kinds of sweet presents. And this is, would you look at this? This is something to hang on the wall that was given to me by my friend Mike. And he said, for some reason, it reminded him of me whenever he saw it. Now, I'm not sure if that's good or bad or what, but anyway, I don't know where I'm going to put it, but maybe at the office. So men to the left, because women are always right. I don't know about that, but I know we got a lot of women watching tonight. I want you to share in the comments, what is it that you wish you would have known in your 20s? And maybe your 30s. If you're older, like me now, and you're 54 and you're 11 years from Medicare, which made me laugh last night when I thought about it. I laughed, and then I got, oh my gosh, 11 years. What do you wish you would have known? We're going to talk about that tonight. But while we get started here and we're waiting for people to log on, I get asked all the time, Dani, what do you take? What do you take? And this is the bulk of what I take right here. What I take every day. And I thought, why not? It's my birthday, so I might as well share. What do I do on a daily basis, on a consistent basis? And then what do I do, as needed? So every single day, what I do is I take a multivitamin, a fish oil, a D3, and a probiotic, and a magnesium. Those are my 5 basics. I have taken the same multivitamin for almost 10 years. This is the Metagenics Vital Multi. We private label it. I think people need the best multivitamin money can buy, one that works, that absorbs. I think they need a great fish oil. I take this every day. It's the same fish oil I've used since I was at Cool Springs Family Medicine. The same D3 with vitamin K in it as well. Now, I do rotate my probiotics up. I'm on Megaspore right now. I love Megaspore. I love Theralac. I love Proflora, which comes from Biocide, and I love that one. It's a spore-based as well. And then I take a magnesium every day. And I'm taking OptiMag Neuro the last probably 18 months because OptiMag Neuro is magnesium threonate. Do y'all hear Harlan? You hear that? He's sound asleep right beside me over here. He came to the office here today, by the way, too. Magnesium threonate is the form of magnesium that has been shown to cross the blood-brain barrier in studies. There was, I think, a 12-week study, and consistent use of this for 12 weeks decreased memory loss by, I think, 9 years, 6 to 9 years in patients with mild to moderate memory loss, not severe Alzheimer's or dementia. But this is what I use, and this is it right here. There's no wine tonight. I drink it every night. That's a little bit more than I normally drink because I put 2 scoops in it tonight and extra water. So that's what I take on an every day. Oh, and vitamin E. What am I thinking? I take vitamin E every single morning when I get to work or once I've eaten something at work, okay? Ginkgo biloba, I started about maybe 2 years ago. I think about 2 years ago when my mom started, when I really started noticing the decline in her memory. What I love about ginkgo, or this ginkgo, which is dirt. This one's $20 for 100 capsules, and it's a great ginkgo biloba. It's got organic eleutherococcus in it. Well, eleutherol is an adrenal adaptogen that we use for people who are under chronic long-term stress, like single mothers for 18 years next month. People who are going through school, people with parents that are aging parents or bad jobs. So I take ginkgo. I take one of these capsules every single morning after I brush my teeth. And I don't know why, that's just how I do it. It's in my bathroom and that's what I do. So that is my day today with the focus patch. I forgot about that. The focus patch is new for me. The focus patch and the Anato E is new for me. Okay. This patch, I've had ADD my entire life and not been treated. I was briefly in grad school, but not long. And in the middle of writing this book. And so when Jackson's studying for the MCAT, which is in March, anyway, we had these patches. People were telling us how wonderful they are. And I don't know. Well, this patch is amazing. I've gone through, this is now probably my 6th month on the focus patch, and I love it. So I have it on my belly, so I'm not going to show it to you right now, but it's a 1x1 patch. If you can see that, it's just teeny tiny little patch. And I usually put it right here on my belly or somewhere. So we have all kinds of patches. That's what I do daily. Okay. That's what I do daily. And then I add in collagen in my coffee. I have done this for years and years. Vital proteins is what I've used for, I don't know how many years. And then I just recently, this is my 2nd tub of the orthomolecular collagen, which has hyaluronic acid in it. So my skin looks pretty good using it. And a friend of mine, Lee Russell, I saw her after a few months. I said, good gosh, what have you done to your skin? You look beautiful. I mean, she always looks beautiful, but her skin really looked good. She said, Dani, I've been using orthomolecular's collagen with hyaluronic acid. Well, hyaluronic acid helps plump the skin up, right? It helps keep the moisture in it. Collagen helps with, you know, the ligaments and the tendons and the skin and things like that. And then hyaluronic acid plumps it up. Well, I look about like that English bulldog laying over there because you look at that. Look. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I use it. There's no taste at all to it. And then I throw a little bit of MCT oil. Look, you can tell this is mine from the cabinet over there. I'm not lying to y'all, people. I do use this stuff. I use MCT oil just a tiny little bit in because honestly, it makes me nauseated. But MCT comes from, it's medium chain triglycerides. These are from coconuts and it gives you energy. And it also increases fat burning. So it increases thermogenesis in your body. Dr. Mark Hyman's a big fan of MCT oil. You can use it to make your salad dressings. Allie does that at the office. She makes her salad dressings out of MCT oil. I just put it in my coffee, make like a fake bulletproof coffee there. I mean, I don't put ghee in it and all that. I just put collagen and MCT in my coffee. You can do it in your tea as well if you don't drink coffee. Sometimes, but not always, I use my CBD oil. I love Earth's Glory. You all know I've got a ton of information out there on CBD. I teach a class on CBD. And I love this. I don't have anxiety. I sleep like a log at night, so I don't need it for that. But sometimes I am stressed out and I'm just high strung, and it really just calms down. It works beautiful for pain. So I actually will use it. This is measured right here, and I will put it out here. And if I have a headache, which I rarely do, I'll put it right there. Usually I put it over my neck because my neck hurts. But I use the tincture. You can use the tincture topically and orally, but I really use the salve topically. Like I'll take it just like that, rub it all over my neck, and I am telling you it works. And I for sure use it before I see Dr. Deering or Dr. Myers for an adjustment, and it just kind of loosens it up a little. That's not something I use every day. And I certainly don't take a wheat rescue every day, but I am leaving for a conference. I've got 3 conferences in less than 4 weeks coming up here. Y'all are going to be so excited because I'm learning so much. But I take the wheat rescue to any restaurant that I go to because you don't know what's going to happen. So and you're probably going to get gluten. And I literally just chose my dinner menu for Colorado this week at the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention conference. I'm going to a leadership conference, and I chose gluten and dairy-free options, but you know, who knows? So I'll be taking my wheat rescue with me. I'm a big fan of a wheat, of some sort of gluten or dairy enzyme. I also take Insulase. Insulase is to help break down fats, proteins, and carbs. And I have taken this 10 years. 10 years ago, Dan Kalb asked me, do you take probiotics and digestive enzymes? Well, I didn't know what the heck he was talking about, because that big expensive education I had, they never talked about probiotics or education or enzymes. But this is the exact enzyme Dan Kalb started me on 10 years ago, and I still use it to this day to break down fat, protein, and carbohydrates. I have a tendency to bloat, gas, horrible gas, and just gurgling. In church today, sitting next to my friend Janice, my stomach just went blah, 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 crazy in there. And she looked at me and laughed. It happened twice when it's dead silent, not when they're singing. But digestive enzymes, I take at the beginning of the biggest meal of the day. If we're all going to go eat lunch right now or dinner right now, I take my enzymes right before I eat dinner. Now, I don't take them every day if I'm cooking, but when I leave to go out of town Thursday for this conference, I will take them at every meal, because, again, you don't know for sure what you're getting. So that's a big one for me. Wellness Formula and elderberry and immuno PRP spray, those are seasonal for me, and I use them pretty much every day. And I'm really, right now I do, but I don't use them during the spring and summer or anything like that. I'm really front loading in to get on this airplane. In fact, I just ordered, and it's not here yet. I hope it's here by Thursday. I ordered a mask because I'm going to be on 3 airplanes in 3 weeks. I mean, 3 different cities, Denver, New York City, and Las Vegas for conferences. And I ordered a mask. I'm going to look like a freak, but I'm wearing a mask. So this is honestly what I do. I use my clean deodorant. I love this. This one is the pumpkin spice. I use Smarty Pits. This is what I'm using right now. This is mine. I just got out of the bathroom. You know, I try to clean up as much as I can. Biotonic, I use that for my adrenals. I've been on this since June. I really like it. It's an adrenal adaptogen, but it also helps heal the gut. I had a little bit of gut issues. I did a 3-day stool study, and I had some issues. So this has some licorice in it, which helps with low cortisol, and which licorice also helps heal the gut lining. And with Epstein-Barr, which I have. And so anyway, I use this. This is new for me as well. But really, that's it. A multivitamin, D3, fish oil, probiotic, magnesium. Those are the 5 cornerstones. And magnesium, not everybody needs magnesium, but a lot of people are deficient in magnesium. But in fact, about 80% are. And I sleep better when I use magnesium. And then I put a focus patch on. That's newer for me, right? I use Biotonic, that's newer. I put my collagen and MCT in my coffee. You know, I also use D-ribose. Actually, that's right. I do use D-ribose. D-ribose is for energy. It's a 5-carbon sugar. This is amazing for people with chronic fatigue syndrome, foggy headedness, low energy. Jody, my nurse, swears up and down that this is what gives her the energy throughout the day. We just started this. This is brand new at the office, about 6 months. And I've gone through about 3 tubs of these. I like it. I've never used it before. Dr. Teitelbaum, who wrote From Fatigue to Fantastic, this is really good. It also helps with some weight loss, supposedly. But the energy and the clarity second part of the afternoon is what I need, because I'm a morning person. I'm on my A game in the morning. So it's not a ton, but it sure is a whole lot more than 10 years ago when I started work at Cool Springs Family Medicine, and I wasn't taking anything. Not a vitamin, not a nothing. I mean, nothing. Now, I'd never taken a D3 iron. My iron's always been good, so I don't need iron, but I'd never taken anything. So, you know, the last couple of years, my routine in the morning has gotten longer. Good Lord, my vitamins have gotten longer, things like that. You know, I eat as clean as I can. What do I do? Is this 54? Yeah, this is 54. I don't know what 54 is supposed to look like. I mean, I hope it looks pretty good. I don't know. I feel great. I really do feel good. I mean, I'm tired, but I go a lot. You know, I'm busy a lot, but I eat the best I can. I don't eat gluten. I don't eat dairy if I know about it, right? I don't bring it in this house. I don't buy it. Dairy's the hardest thing to cut out, right? Eggs are terrible for me. I will be 100% blow you out of the room both ways. If I had chili, I made chili today and I should have taken digestive enzymes. I did not. Eggs are terrible for me, but I eat it the best I can, right? I don't bring it in the house. And so if you don't want to eat it, don't bring it in the house. So it's as simple as that. I do take digestive enzymes to help protect myself, and that works beautifully for me. I move my body, right? You got to eat well. You got to move well. So if I'm slacking on anything, and I'm slacking on a lot always because I'm human, and we're getting ready to talk about this, my main thing is I'm not moving as much as I should right now. Really and truly, I should be moving 5-6 days a week, and I'm not. I'm taking boxing classes, and I like that, but I don't love it. I don't love it, but I like it. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but you got to move. You got to move your body. Again, I say it all the time. Dr. Daniel Amen says, walk like you're late, 45 minutes, 4 days a week. Well, that's easier said than done, but I sleep great. So I do recharge at night. I wake up feeling good, but I don't wake up as easily as I used to. I've always been a morning person. I'm still a morning person, but I don't jump out of the bed like I used to. It's just a little bit slower. It's irritating actually to me, but I sleep great. But I spent about 2.5 years not sleeping well as I was going through menopause. That's a whole nother thing. We're doing a Sunday night service on menopause because that will do a number on you. And so I didn't sleep well. And now I'm in this season where I'm sleeping like a log. I go to sleep and I don't wake up. I don't think I wake up. I don't know. I got rid of my Fitbit, so I don't do that. But my bedroom is a sanctuary. It's very sparse. There's not much in it. So that's what I do. I don't know what you all do, but that's how I do it. I take a lot less supplements than a lot of people do. I try to get my nutrients from food, but I don't get all of them from it. That's why I love the daily vitamin that we do, because it's got 9 servings of fruits and vegetables in it. It's their #1 seller in the entire line. And, unfortunately, I'm not getting all my nutrients from food. So anyway, that's what I do. Now I want to tell you, I got thinking about all this last night. I thought, okay, what am I going to talk about? Because Nick Hollenbeck was supposed to have been on here tonight, and he canceled because it's his mom's birthday, and they're having a big party tonight for her. I said, that's fine. I'll either won't do anything or I'll do something. So I got to thinking about 54 years and what's it been like. And it's been rough. For those of you all that know, I have not had an easy time, and you will find that out when you read the book, which is coming out. So 2019 was interesting because it's taken me 54 years to write this book, and it's exciting because it's coming out. But the first part of the book, it's going to lay it all out there. You're either going to lay it down and say she's a total nutcase and walk away, or you're going to say, whoa, she's like us. We're all flawed, and she's one of them. But I went to Kentucky on Thursday because my mom had a hair appointment on Friday. So I went in Thursday night. I got my mom. She didn't mention anything about my birthday, and I knew she wouldn't. Ella was with me, and it was sad. Picked her up, got her in the car because she can't walk hardly at all now. Got her to have her hair done, irritable, not happy. We went to eat at Parcells, which I love. And people I hadn't seen, Bruce Lyles, I hadn't seen him since high school, hardly. He comes up, he says, oh, Dani, happy birthday. It's good to see you. I watched your Sunday night service or whatever and all. Happy birthday, sitting right there at the table with my mom. Parcells comes up, gives me a gift card. It says, happy birthday, Dani, on it. My mom never says a word. Then my friend Kim walks in with a present, Kim Holt. She sets it on the table, and Ella notices it's a little uneasy there. And she goes, Mom, happy birthday. And which my birthday was the next day. And Mom never mentioned it. So I don't know if she was embarrassed. I don't know. And she looks me square in the eye, and she said, well, what'd you do? Change your birthday month? And I said, what? No, I didn't change my birthday month. And I'm sure that was just her just being, embarrassed. I said, my birthday's the same day and the same month it was 54 years ago tomorrow when you delivered me. And she didn't say, thank you, happy birthday, kiss my butt, or nothing. So anyway, she didn't say a word. And then, So I took her back. I came back. I know Ella felt horrible. I mean, I was sad. I wasn't expecting her to remember my birthday, but you know, it's just sad when your mom, when life happens. And so, oh man, I drove all the way home. I tried not to think about it. 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, the phone rings and it said, you know, where she's living. And I don't answer the phone because I get called such bad names. I just let it go to voicemail. And then I call right back in case there's been an emergency, right? So I listened to it. It was a birthday message. So I called her back and she said, happy birthday. It wasn't, I don't know if her boyfriend came in and told her it was my birthday or if some, I don't know. I don't know how she knew because she didn't know. And so it was neat. And she said, you know, I'll send you some money, Dani, you know, anyway, it was really sad. And dementia is a booger. And what we have to do is protect our brains, right? And so part of this protocol right here in this regimen is brain health, the ginkgo and the magnesium and the fish oil and, you know, the MCT oil, things like that. So I'm trying and cleaning up your diet. I'm trying to protect my brain. You know, my mom's too young. She's 75 years old, for crying out loud. And I mean, I may be 75 and she could still be alive. 75, 85, 95. Yeah, she'd be 96. Oh gosh, what would I do if she was still alive at 96? And so I just don't want to go through what my mom has gone through. So as I've been reflecting, now I want you to share on here. Yes, K27 is in my D3 over there. I want you all to share what's your goals for the next, however old you are, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 65 years. What do you wish you'd known when you were in your 20s and 30s? Today I sat down about growing older. And I sat down about going through menopause, thinking about menopause and thinking about the freedom that comes with being past 50. And there is freedom in that. It's really amazing. And I don't know, maybe if I was really sick or if I had some horrible, horrible disease, I wouldn't feel this way. But I just am excited for the next 54 years. But there's some things that I wish I would have known, some things that I think are good advice. And if you're young listening to this, you need to listen to your elders over here because I've lived some years. In my 54 years, I've done some things. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've caused a lot of drama. I've caused a lot of trauma. There's been chaos around me in my earlier years. It's really been pretty calm the last 10 years. But I've done all kinds of things, and I've got some stories to tell when I get old. But I came up with 17 things that I'm going to go through quickly that I wish I'd known, or that I do know, or that I've realized. And you guys share too your things on here, right? So yours may be different, but these are my 17. And I'm sure I have 54 or maybe 104. I don't know. But I wish my 17 or my 20-year-old and my 17-year-old, when I was that age, would have known some of these. Number one, I said, you know, stay up to date on current events, right? Social media, which we didn't have social media back when I was 20 years old, but social media, current events, the news, whatever's going on, stay up to date on it. Even if you don't agree with it, stay up to date. Know what's going on, man. It's good for your brain. I mean, I still don't know the difference. Well, like, what's his name who wrote the song? Alan Jackson, between Iran and Iraq. I mean, I don't know. They're right there beside each other, but I couldn't tell you which one is which. But stay up on it, right? Not just worldwide events, though. Stay up to date on your current local events. I live in Franklin. I follow the Franklin is newsletter. I mean, I follow all the things on Facebook, and I know what's going on in my town. I think that's important. Follow up. Stay involved. Get involved. Know what's happening current event-wise. This is a big one, and I never thought about it growing up, but I mean, it's easier to do. Don't get lazy with how you look, right? Don't get lazy. I think we get lazy with our appearance, or many people do, right? Keep up with your appearance. You don't have to be trendy and all that. I have a fashion design degree, a master's degree in fashion design, by the way. I don't look like I have a master's degree in fashion design, for crying out loud, but I do stay up with what's up. I don't follow the trends. It's not me. It never was me. I have my own style, but I'm telling you right now, if you're 45 years old, if you're 50, you don't have to look like you're 95 with your clothes. You know, you can perk it up a little bit, but also know your age. one of my favorite stores, and has been for years, is Anthropologie. I love it. I never could shop in there because I didn't have enough money. But, you know, it's young, it's geared younger. And so I have to, when I go in and I splurge, I buy something that's age appropriate now for a middle, I guess I'm over middle age. I don't know, lady, an older woman. But anyway, don't get lazy. Don't get lazy with how you look. I mean, don't look like you're 14. Don't look like you're 95. Keep up with it and do something with your hair. Now, here I am one to speak tonight, but do something with your hair, right? If you got the same hairdo, look at that. I look like Carrot Top. If you got the same old hairdo you've always had and you don't like it, then change it, for crying out loud. If your hairdresser's not helping you, I mean, if I were a hairdresser, I probably wouldn't have very many clients because I'd say, what in the world are you doing with your hair? You look like an old lady. Well, we're not old ladies. Now, I don't know what to do about this. I don't know what I'm going to do in the next 10 years, but fix your hair and do something with your hair. Make it look presentable. Make it look good. If you need to update it, well, that's something that's not super expensive to do. And take care of your teeth. I don't understand us not taking care of our teeth, other than the fact that your teeth and your eyes are two things that people let go when they don't have any money. So I completely understand that if you don't have any money. But I want y'all to look at this. Look what's right beside me right here. Harlan, you need to keep up with your looks and take care of your teeth. Look at your teeth sticking out underneath. Harlan, what's going on with your teeth? His teeth are hanging out. He's losing them one by one. But I'm serious. Take care of your looks. Take care of your teeth. It's a big deal. All right. I never thought about, when I was in my 20s, about my body changing. But I'm happy I have a body, but it has definitely changed, right? It's flabbier, where in places that it shouldn't be. When I was 37, 38, 39, I was in the best years of my life. If you're younger, don't take advantage. Don't take that for granted, right? Because those are the years that the collagen and the estrogen is going through your body, and your skin looks good, and your boobs are perky, and your thighs are tight, and all of that. So, you know, don't take that for granted. But when you get my age, don't beat yourself up over it. You know what? Take your clothes off and just say, you know what? I'm happy with those saggy boobs right there. I mean, I may not be totally happy with them, but they're mine. So what? My arms are flagging right here. My thighs are fat. Well, you know what? There are plenty of people who'd give anything to have your fat thighs to stand up on, who don't have legs. They would be thrilled to death to stand up on your fat thighs. They would be thrilled to death to be able to put their hand over their heart and say the flag, because they don't have an arm. They would be thrilled to death to have saggy boobs and a double A like me, because they lost both their breast to breast cancer. So I'm just telling you, embrace your body, embrace the way it looks. If you don't like it, change it. I mean, I'm flabby right here. You can see it right there. Look at that. I mean, I'm working on it, but I'm not going to stress over it anymore. And when my kids say, every time I raise up, they're like, Mom, well, you know what? It's fine. Never thought about it when I was in my 30s. Never dreamed I'd have flabby arms, but I do. So there you go. There are worse things that can happen. But embrace your body. Love it. God gave you a body. Treat it like a temple that it is. It's as simple as that. Save money. Save money. Work like a dog is just, I mean, that's all I can say. Work like a dog the first 3 decades, maybe the first 4 decades. Put all the hard work in on the front end so you can start to enjoy it on the back end. And I'm there. And I can tell you right now, pay off everything you can. I don't owe a thing. This house right here is all I owe. I don't owe a car. I have 0 credit card debt. I don't owe a student loan anymore. I paid off $200 grand in student loans because I sold the house, paid it off, and bought a little bitty house in the not a fancy area of Franklin. Those of you all that know, a teeny tiny little 1,200 square foot house. And by gosh, live below your means. The more money you make, and I'm not rich by any means, but I have a better income now than I've ever had. The more money you make does not mean the more money that you spend, right? Live below your means, save your money, work hard, and put it in for retirement. It's unbelievable to me how many people don't have any retirement at all. My mom never made more than $26,000. $26,000 was the most she ever made. And I think that was only like 1 year. But that woman saved like there was no tomorrow. And when I have to start going through all this, which I've done, I was really surprised at how much she had saved, what she had in investments, how she had done all kinds of things that are going to enable her to be in that assisted living for probably 6 years, 7 years. You know, we'll deal with what's going to happen after that. I don't know. And it may come down on me. But you know what? I've worked like a dog to save money. And I have, and if that's the case, then I'll help. But live below your means. Live below your means. My mom taught me that. My dad taught me that, actually. I know how to make $1 go longer than anybody's business out there. You know, my goal when I turned 50 was to eat well, travel well, love well. What, you know, 2 out of 3. I got 2 out of 3. I'm really good right now. I'm eating well and I'm traveling well. And that's my goal. Is I've got retirement. I'm saving. I've never had a job that put retirement in. Well, I did. I'm sorry, for 5 years at Cool Springs. I have to do that all myself. But I am eating well. And I made a decision at 50 when I went out to Europe for the first time in my life that I was going to travel as much as I could. And that's where I'm putting my money. I'm not putting it in things. I wear the same clothes over and over, and that is important to me, to eat well, travel. I'll figure out, that may not be important to you at all, but figure out what it is that's important to you and do it. But I'm telling you right now, get rid of everything. If it's not extremely beautiful or extremely useful, move it out, sell it, get rid of it. We don't need anything. It's just stuff. Do you know, I saw the other day on the news that we only wear about 25% of our clothes. 25%. And I've scaled down, but I think that's about right. I pull about the same things over and over and over. So save your money, work like a dog, decide what your goals are and do it. Know who your friends are and keep them close. This is huge. When I went through some years of some serious drama in Western Kentucky and caused a scene, and, you know, had an affair and just good gosh, all kinds of things. The people who were standing beside me when that fire and that storm ended are those people who are watching right now, putting hearts up, and are beside me to this day. And you have to know who they are. You have to keep them close, and you have to cultivate your friendships, because they don't just happen by chance. And you've got to work on it. You have to arrange time with your friends, not just text messaging. You got to pick the phone up, you got to call them, and you've got to have eyeball to eyeball time with your friends. Because I'm telling you, if you have 1 or 2 good, solid root friends in your life, you've done something. Medea, if you have not watched Medea's relationship video, Medea, I think it's, I don't know how you spell Medea, M-A-D-E-A, M-A-D-I-E-A, I don't know. If you just type in Medea's relationship video, you watch it. She tells you, you know what? Some people are like leaves on a tree, right? They just blow in and out. They blow off at the first change of season. They're just gone, you know, and they're there for a reason, but they're just a leaf. Some people are branches. They're a little bit stronger. They're a little bit closer to the roots, but you step out on them and they break off. So they really aren't what you need either. If the roots are what hold the tree up. And I'm telling you, I've got some deep roots. My friends have been with me since high school and college, and there are 4 of us. 5, no, there's 5 total. There's 4 of my, I have 4 roots. I'm very blessed, and I know that's unusual, but know who your friends are. Keep them close, right? Eat well and travel well with your best friends. Get your girlfriends together. Get your guy friends together. I think girls have more relationships than men do oftentimes, but I mean, if you're a man watching this, it's important to have guy friends. I was married to a man who did not have guy friends. I was his world, and that's difficult, for sure difficult. All right. You can age gracefully, or you can just age like a bitter Betty. So I think I'm kind of in between over here. I mean, it hit me hard yesterday. Medicare, what the heck? AARP, all right, I can handle AARP. That's 50, so what? That's fine. But Medicare is a big deal. So we've got to embrace the next season of our life, right? We have no idea how many breaths we have left. I may not make it off here. I could die right in the center and middle of this right now. That would be horrible. And I'd hope somebody would call 911. Oh, my Lord. Wouldn't that be awful? But there's no guarantee that I'm going to make it to the end of this Sunday night service. So I'm just telling you right now, you can age gracefully. You can be bitter. You can be a negative Nelly. You can be all those things. But I'm telling you right now, this gal right here, I'm running from you as fast as I can, because I have zero tolerance or zero time for bitter Bettys or negative Nellies in my life anymore. And I have cut those people out, and it's as simple as that. If you're one of those people, you're going to need to take a good long look at yourself, and you're going to need to change your attitude to include more gratitude. And we have talked about this on Sunday night service. Grateful people are healthier. They're happier. They have a healthier lifespan than ungrateful people. So I'm just telling you, you're in charge of how you age. You're in charge of your attitude on how you age. Okay. Set some boundaries. If you're bitter, well, even if you're not bitter, if you're angry, I mean, set some boundaries. Maybe you're overextended. Well, you're in charge of your schedule. Cut your schedule down, for crying out loud. I learned it years ago, probably 7-8 years ago, just to cut things down. Now I'm really busy, but the things that I do now are the things that are important to me. I'm not doing anything anymore that's fluff. I'm not doing it. I've done it for too many years. Set your boundaries and keep them. I'm a big believer you teach people how to treat you. I sit and I counsel women on this every single day. And they're like, well, I mean, it just goes on and on, from family stressing them out, and they've got commitments and all to the kids, to friends, to work, to church, to school and all. Sorry, set your boundaries. What's best for you and what's best for your family. That's all you need to do. Everything else is just fluff. And there's nothing wrong with saying no, or that's not good for my family. I can't do it. I'm sorry, I'm tapped out. I'll put you on the calendar for 2021. Simple as that. And this is a hard one. And this is one where women break down here. Now, I never had to go through this because I am not a homeschooling mother by any means. But I am telling you right now, if you're homeschooling your kids, don't send me dirty emails over this, please. If you are homeschooling your kids and it is stressing you out, and it is stressing your kids out, and it is stressing your husband out or your wife out, and you're yelling at your kids, then by gosh, put your kids in school. Put them in public school or put them in private school, whatever. But I am telling you right now, it's not doing anybody any good if this is not your calling. It's not your gift. And I don't speak from experience, because I never homeschooled. I speak from it. Well, I knew better than to homeschool, because it would have been a nightmare in my house. Nobody, I don't know what would have happened. But I speak from experience with this, sitting in an exam room the last 10 years with women who cry their eyes out because they're overwhelmed. Now, some people do homeschooling beautifully, and it is their mission, and they are amazing teachers. But there are a lot of people, I'm telling you, who homeschool for whatever reason, because they think they should, or their friends do, or I don't know. Maybe they were homeschooled and they feel like, whatever, they're less than they should be if they don't. But that's a big deal right there. If it's stressing your family out, put them in school. I counseled a gal last week. They're getting ready to do it. It's causing her too much stress. She has a 4-year-old and she has a, 7 or 8-year-old. They're trying school 2 days a week. I said, well, what's the worst that happens? It doesn't work. Bring them out, take them out of school. Speaking about kids, number 11, you're the parent. You are the parent. Your kids are kids, for crying out loud. You're in charge. They're not. A 6-year-old is not in charge. They don't choose what they eat. They don't choose where we go eat. They're not in charge. We're the parent. I was in church in Paducah. I'll never forget it. Roxy Jarvis said to me in our mom's group, she was older, she had grandkids, I guess, and she put her hands out and she said, let me tell you, ladies, you get your handle on your kids when they're down here. You can't see, but down here, low, below the waist, because they're much easier to get a handle on and make believers in you that you're the boss when they're down here, rather than when they're up here looking down on you. And you got a 6'4" son who just laughs at you, right? I'm dead serious about this. You're the parent. And in your family, It's your God, your spouse, and your children in that order. Those children are not above your spouse or your God, whomever your God is. Okay? I'm serious about this. Well, he won't eat. My kids won't eat. They're picky eaters. Who made them picky eaters? You did. They weren't born picky eaters. You did that by serving them chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese, all the things I did. So I'm not judging here at all. But what I'm telling you is get a handle on your kids, because the quicker you get a handle on your kids and they know there's a pecking order and there's only one hen in this house, right? The better off, the easier it's going to be at home. And another thing is, I didn't put this on here, but don't overschedule your kids. They don't enjoy that any more than you do. Kids want to be kids, for crying out loud. Number 12, find a hobby. This is something I did not do younger, and I wish I had of. I didn't play sports. I wish I'd have played tennis and golf. Those are the two things, and guitar. Those are three things that I wish I knew how to do. Well, I got a guitar, started it, didn't finish it. I took one golf lesson last June, paid the money for the series, one golf lesson with Nancy Cursolina. It was amazing. And then I got the phone call that my mom was in the hospital, and she still has all my money, and I've had no golf lessons. And I'm going to learn to play golf if it kills me, because I think you got to have a hobby. Now, I have a hobby of traveling, and I love to travel, and I love good food, but I'm just telling you, I think you need a hobby. And I know I would meet more people, and I'm a social person. So it's a big deal. Get a hobby. If you don't have a hobby, learn a hobby, find a hobby, do it. Number 13. We were talking about this yesterday as I was in a coffee shop. We were looking around at all the young people in there. Make friends with the younger generation, right? And respect them. They're different than us. I mean, we're not 70 yet, or I'm not yet, but it's funny because they're kids. I love being around younger kids. I love teenagers, and I love 20 somethings. And I love it when they're patients of mine, because they're sassy. They know it all. And I mean, I can just come right in and tell them exactly what I think. And I love it. And I love their attitude about things. And I love their outlook on life. I was 20 something too. I packed my bags. I bought a one-way plane ticket to New York City when I was 22 years old, and I was going to change the world. And I did. I mean, I had a great time there, and I did amazing things. But make friends with the younger generation. Do something to get involved in them. My office manager, Allie, her dad retired at 85, I think, as an orthodontist. And as he says, he failed retirement the first time. He retired maybe at 80, failed it, went back to work. And as an orthodontist, who are you working with? Middle schoolers, high schoolers, college age kids. He is the youngest 88-year-old I've ever met in my life. He is brilliant. He stays sharp. He's on Facebook. He's learning how to play the ukulele now. He has traveled the world, but he has a young heart. And Allie tells me that he has always loved being around teenagers, and it keeps you young. It does. Do something to be around the younger population. It's hilarious. I don't mean 3-year-olds either. I mean, maybe that's your thing, but mine would be more teenagers. I'm not a little baby kid person, but I think they've got some wisdom with them. Number 14, this is a big one, right? So, I mean, we're talking about all this. You're the parent, find a hobby, hang around with younger people, get some younger people in your life that you can mentor and all that. Also, if you're married, you need to be having sex with your spouse. This is something that definitely is something I talk about all the time. Didn't dare think about when I was in my 30s, when I was married, because I was having kids and I was, saying no. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, ladies, gentlemen as well, but ladies, there is somebody out there willing to give that husband exactly what you're not giving him. I know it. I speak from experience on this. I know. I stepped out on my husband, and I wasn't getting what I needed at home. And so this is a big deal. We are sexual creatures. If you read Song of Solomon in the Bible, it tells you exactly how things should be. It's not always going to be like that. But you married your husband, you probably had a decent sex drive. I sit and listen to women every day tell me, my sex drive is 0 zip, non-existent, Dani. What? And they're like, well, if you had somebody, maybe you wouldn't have a sex drive. No, there's never been a problem with that. But if you don't like your body, then do something about it. But I am telling you right now, your husband adores you most likely. Now, I'm not talking about bad marriages and all that, but I can't imagine growing old and being married and not having sex. It's just not right. And so I tell my patients every day, you need to sext your husband, right? Now, this goes for men too, all right? But you need to pick that phone up and you need to tell him, I love you, honey. I've been thinking about you all day. I am so horny. I can't stand it. Take your pants off as soon as you get home. You are going to start to have a bit of a libido if you start courting your spouse again. It is as simple as that. Now, if you're in a horrible marriage and all, don't pay attention to this. But sex starts in the kitchen before you ever leave for work in the morning, they say. It's a big deal. It is a big deal. I've got ladies in my office who are in their 70s, and they tell me I've never turned my husband down. We've had a great sex drive. I've had a great sex life my whole time. Didn't always want it, but I was always, always obliged. We're not talking rape here. I'm not talking sexual abuse. I'm talking healthy marriages here. But you need to sext your husband, every single one of you right now. If he's in the other bedroom or if he's in the other part of the house, if he's watching the Packers 49ers game on there, send him a little text message. Tell him I'm going to rock your world tonight. Do it for me. Glad somebody is. It's important. You need to have sex with your spouse. All right. As women, this is number 15. We set the tone for the entire household. That was a game changer for me when somebody told me that. My kids were already grown. I was already divorced because I was a raving lunatic there for several years. We set the tone. The second I walk in that door right there every day sets the tone for this house. If I had kids or if I had people here, it's just me and Harlan. But I remember coming in from work or coming in from school. I didn't yell at people during the day. I didn't yell at people at work or at school. The second I'd walk in, somebody would piss me off the second I walked in, and I just lost it, became an idiot. Said things I can't take back, and I remember saying one time, I was perfectly fine until I came home. All you have to do is blah, 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 whatever it was, Unfortunately, you have to tell kids things more than once oftentimes. And that didn't go over real well for me. I didn't have a lot of patience. So we set the tone. It's up to us to have a tone of loving kindness in that house. Because I remember my mom being a raving lunatic. She was a single mom. Well, she was married 3 times, but she was a single mom often in between there. And I know she was under a lot of stress, and I know she didn't think about these things, but it's important. It's important. Maybe if you were having more sex with your spouse, you'd be nicer. I don't know. I don't know. But we set the tone. We set the tone, and it's up to us. And if you need to make changes in that house, then change directions. Change directions. Number 16, no one is stuck anywhere. Just know that. I'm 54. And thankfully, I have never stayed. I've stayed until I could get my ducks in a row and things, but I have always known that I wasn't stuck in anything. There's a way out of everything. You just have to make a way for it, right? You're not stuck. You're not stuck in a job. You're not stuck in a marriage. You're not stuck in relationships. You're not stuck in friendships. You're not stuck in the same church that's not, that's not giving you what you need. Although that's a little touchy subject for me too, because I think, your job is to cultivate what the church is giving you. You're not stuck. Just know that, if you're 20, 30, 40 years old looking at this and, I'm 54, that's good advice right there. If something isn't serving you, then, you need to make it right. You need to start over. Or you need to find a new direction. If we're heading to Destin for spring break and I accidentally make a turn and crap, I'm heading up to Kalamazoo, Michigan. What the heck? I don't want to go to Kalamazoo, Michigan. I turn around, I get back on 65 South, and I head to Destin, Florida. It's as simple as that. Maybe you can't get out of it right now, but you have to make a plan and get out. I'm telling you right now, there is freedom in knowing that you're not stuck in anything. You have the power to change. Mentally, you got to wrap your head around it. If you need to find a new job, if you need to find a new spouse, if you need to get out of it, if you need, and I'm not advocating divorce, so I don't want, but I'm just telling you, nobody is stuck. If you're in an abusive marriage, then let's find a way out of it, because I know what that's all about. Yeah, you may end up on food stamps like me. You may end up on a medical card. You may end up going to school at 40 and being the oldest one in your class, fighting to keep ahead and trying to get your head wrapped around all the things in medicine when you've got a fashion degree, fashion design. Yeah, it's not easy, but I'm telling you right now, you're not stuck. If you don't like your job, we're not getting any younger people. Turn around and make a career. If you want to work for yourself, then go become an entrepreneur. What's the worst that happens? You lose it. Doesn't work. Well, big deal. I mean, I say that flippantly, but I've started multiple businesses, never made a ton of money ever, but I have worked for myself. And I'm telling you, I would hate to die knowing that I didn't do what I wanted to, I'm just telling you. So again, I'm not going to die like that. Number 17, life happens. Death happens, right? In church today, we're learning about the 23rd Psalm, right? The Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. And as you go through that, Mike Glenn, where I go to church, he says, the one thing you need to remember from the Lord is my shepherd is that our job, if you're a Christian, if you're not a Christian, don't be offended. I am a Christian. Is our job is to stay close to the shepherd, because you know what? Life happens. Shepherds herd sheep. Sheep are not smart. If you know a lot about sheep, we don't have to know much about sheep to know they're not smart. Sheep are just not smart. And we're similar to that sometimes. And we have a sheep mentality many times. And our job is to stay close. Stay close. Embrace life. Embrace all of its ups and downs, because it is messy. I'm telling you, life is messy. And yesterday, I started off with an amazing day. Friday was a little tricky because my mom, that was hard. Yesterday, I was at the Dotted Line. We had a great birthday party at the office, and it was so great to see people. And I got amazing, sweet hugs. And oh my gosh, it was incredible. Went to the Frist, went and ate at Greco Street Food. 7 p.m. that night, I went up to Vanderbilt to the 5th floor of the Round Wing, where I started my nursing career. My very first clinical was in the Round Wing, and my heart was just pounding as we were walking in there last night. 7 a.m., I'm at the Dotted Line. They're all singing me a party. 7 p.m., I'm sitting on the 5th floor there with a friend of mine's daughter who's 39 years old, who is dying of breast cancer. And she's put on palliative care and hospice now. So it's going to be a matter of days or a matter of a few weeks. And it was a real eye-opening experience for me last night, as I had celebrated all this life and my 54 years of life. And I come down there last night, and it's about death and dying. And we talked for a long time before I went in to see Elizabeth, and I went in with Elizabeth, and she looked so beautiful. And I prayed with her. I put my hands on her head, on her little bald head, and her beautiful eyes looking up at me. And we prayed. And I said to her, she's 39 and she has 2 babies. And I said, I pray when it's your time, girl, that when you see Jesus, that you go straight to Jesus, straight to him. And you know that your babies are taken care of, and they're going to have a life here that, hopefully longer than hers. I didn't say that, but I said, I just hope that you go peacefully and you're ready. She said, I'm ready and I'm not scared, Dani. I'm not finished with life. And we had the most amazing 20-minute conversation, and this gal's incredible, and she has breast cancer and it's metastasized. And so it was heavy. It was hard. And I think as women, when it comes time to die, we hang on. My friend who works in hospice says women hang on. They hang on. They don't go. They don't go. Men oftentimes will go sooner towards heaven or Jesus or whatever, you know, and women don't. They wait because we're women, you know. And so I can't imagine. It was heavy, it was hard, but that's life. And life is messy, and life is dark, and life is twisty, and no one should ever outlive their child, ever. And what my friend is going through right now, I can't imagine. What Elizabeth's going through, I can't imagine. And what her 2 children are going through, I can't imagine. But I know that this is life, and it is full circle. We're born and we die. And I have been blessed to spend 54 messy, amazing, crazy, unpredictable, life-giving years on this earth. And I'm not going to take another breath for granted. It was humbling. It was heavy last night when I left there. I cried. I didn't cry up there, but I cried when I got in the car. I cried today thinking about it, and my entire day has been wrapped around thinking about her and the people who take care of us when we're dying. I mean, they are true missionaries and true angels. And palliative care people, hospice care people, I don't know how they do it. But what I do know is that my next 54 years, and I plan on living to be 108. In fact, I spent time, Friday, I also spent time with a 99-year-old. Miss Ruth is 99 years old in Grand Rivers, Kentucky, and she told me the most unbelievable stories of her life, right? 99 years old. She's outlived both her children, a husband, her boyfriend of 17 years that they lived in sin, she told me. And I mean, you talk about hearing some life and hearing some stories. So I want to live to be 104, but I want to live in with a lot of life, in me. I want to be as strong as Mary is. But what I do know is that we can't stop aging. It is what it is. Yeah, look here. I pick myself apart thinking, holy cow, hope that collagen works, because I've never had any plastic surgery. We can't stop aging, but we can stop complaining about things. And I've got 17 things there to work on, 17 things I wish I'd known. Now, I don't have a spouse, so that one's the one I really can't deal with, about having sex with my spouse. But I got 17 other things I can work on, and I'm going to stop talking down about my body. I'm going to stop saying bad things about my body, because you know what? There are people who'd give anything, like I said, to have my arms, my legs, my saggy skin right here, my eyes that are drooping, my boobs that are hanging down, even at little ones. So I'm going to stop it. I'm going to thank God every single day for what I've got, because I don't know when my last breath is. And if it's today, I want y'all to know that I lived a great life, and I love every single one of you. And I hope there's some huge party at my funeral, but I'm ready for 2020. This is going to be a big year. It's taken me 54 years to write a book. And if you want to write a book, then write a book. If you don't have time to write a book, then you hire somebody to help you write a book, which is what I've done. And it's going to be an amazing book. It's going to be amazing. Whether y'all like it or not, it's going to be amazing, because you know what? A lot of people want to do things and they don't do it. And this is one more thing off my list that I have wanted to do, and I'm going to do it. If you have a list of things that you want to do, then by gosh, start it and start doing it. And by the end of 2020, look back and say, holy cow, look at everything I accomplished. So 2020 is going to be a big year. I want you guys to vote for the title of the book. It's up on Facebook. I need you to vote. We've got about 300 of you have voted. But anyway, vote on it. I'll add the link on here. If you have any sort of press connections with anybody, I don't care, the local news, News Channel 4, PBS, Dr. Oz, Oprah, I don't care, all of it. The doctors, Rachel Ray, send Megan, Megan, at DaniWilliamson.com, an email and let us know, because we're getting ready to get started on the PR side of this. And when this book comes out, I'm excited. So, but listen, guys, I love you. Thank you for making my birthday amazing. Those are 17 things that I think are important. I wish I'd known when I was in my 20s, when I was 15, 20, 30. Heck, I never even dreamed of being 54. When I was 30, I never thought about being 54. It's unbelievable. Next week, no Sunday night service. I'm going to be at the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention Conference in Denver. That's heavy stuff. Whew, that's heavy stuff. But then the next 2 weeks after that, I'll be in Las Vegas at a hormone conference, and I'm going to be learning from the best of the best for hormones. And then the week after that, I'll be in New York City at the Integrative Healthcare Symposium, learning all kinds of things for you all. So I'm excited. February the 9th, Dr. Motley will be here. Diabetes. We're going to be talking diabetes. But I hope that you have an amazing week. I hope you live the life that God designed you to live, because he did. He gave us a great life. Don't take advantage of it. Move your body. Get out there and laugh. If you're married and you have a spouse, go love on your spouse, for crying out loud. There are plenty of us who wish we had one. I mean, get out there. Don't buy crazy things. Stay below your means. Move your body, right? Know who your friends are. Cut out the ones that aren't. Set your boundaries. Let your kids know who the parent is in the house. If you need to make big changes, change them, right? Make friends with the younger generation. I mean, you know it. You got all this, all right? You're not stuck anywhere. Just know that you're not stuck. You're not stuck. I'm not stuck. If I don't like something, I change it, right? I appreciate you guys. It's going to be a great year. Happy birthday to all of you out there that were born in January. It's a good month. I'm a Capricorn. I am pretty much a typical Capricorn. I'm an Enneagram 8 with a 7 wing. It's true. So anyway, appreciate you. Love you. Have a great night. No Sunday night service next week, but definitely if you have any connections whatsoever in the print field, in the PR field, whatever, TV, radio, I don't care, podcast, send Megan an email, megan@daniwilliamson.com, because we are going to rock this book and you guys are all a part of it. Appreciate you.